Today I bring you yet another 2024 LEGO Speed Champions set. Case in point, the first double pack of the year. Very excited. It comes with two BMW M Motorsports vehicles from different race categories. And I have to say, it's probably the most difficult review I ever done in this channel. To which many of you might reply, yeah, it's like your fourth or fifth review only. And to that, I say, my point still stands. So this is BMW's first entry in the Speed Champions line. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were really excited about this, especially because it's a race-themed BMW pack. I would imagine BMW is trying to push their marketing into that legacy of theirs in racing, and I think it's a very appropriate set. So, first impressions, lots of stickers, and that's not even the hardest part for me. The build process of this felt amazing, and I want you really to focus on that. You start with the cockpit area with the roll cage and all that, so from the inside out, it felt great. I really love the detail inside the cockpit, and then you start building in the back, which is more or less the normal for Speed Champion sets, and you go from there. And I didn't feel like the stickers were contrary to the Audi S1 e-tron Quattro, where I felt like the build was interrupted too many times by stickers, and not just simple stickers that needed to be really well aligned. In the case of the M4, I felt really differently, because the build starts strong, and you won't see a sticker until after the first half of the build, I would say. Not too sure. There are some printed parts, like the steering wheel. It's the same steering wheel for both cars, but one is upside down. At first I thought it was a different steering wheel, but no, it's the same console controller with a 2, and that 2 kind of works upside down too. And then you start putting things together. Some of them are appropriate, some of are not a big surprise. Some others were a bit delicious. Some others felt overcomplicated, over-engineered, with not a really big purpose. Case in point, you can see that we have this Technic pin here, and this is from an axle, and this serves, spoiler alert, to define a bit of the curvature in the center, which in the end doesn't make much difference, because the shaping, the overall shaping, the edges is defined by these curved slopes, and they didn't have to go that far to do this. Then there's, if you know the real car, this here, this little air vent. I mean, there's these little details that if you look at the real car, you're like, yeah, I know what they've done. But some of them are really just there for the sake of it, because they wanted to make it really close to the real thing, but ended up overcomplicating something that would have probably been better with a sticker if the overall shaping was better. And here we're getting to a point which it's hard for me, because I love the source material. I love Lego. And there's a lot of good things here, but I feel like they missed the mark. You can add all the stickers with the colors of the BMW M Motorsports branding on it. It doesn't make it a BMW. Not even this logo, not this logo, not this logo, not even this small printed 2x1, I think. This doesn't make a BMW. What makes a BMW is the kidney grille. And honestly, they put so many stickers here that I would prefer that they would not even try to do the grille with real shapes, because I think they missed the mark here. Same with the profile of the car. This looks almost like a shooting brake. There's a lot of really good details. There's a lot of effort in this. I just think they used the great overcomplicated techniques to put this together when they could have achieved this with a bit more of a balance approach. Again, the building experience of this is amazing, and you find yourself building in all directions, and it's really, really good. Until you need to put stickers, and you know, you look at all the. Let's remove all the stickers and see the solid colored bricks here, and plates and slopes. So red, blue, blue. We have the medium azure, I think it's medium azure. And those are basically blocking colors that you see in the BMW livery for this car in real life. And then you need to align them with the detailing of the colors that are overlapping these and all that. And in the end, they could have achieved this in a way simpler way, by not putting, for example, this curved slope here and this one. Just do a 1x4 plate. Just do it, and just put a long sticker there instead of two. Then of course there's a lot of stickers in the front, and they don't really. And this is a fault of the medium. You know, you cannot. Sometimes I try to put the stickers the most I can in the corner, but then I just end up leaving the other corner, the opposite corner, completely. You know, completely. Yeah, makes no sense, especially in this one, where it had to be really in the center. And the more I look at this, the more I think I should have just avoided to put the stickers in the next to the edges, because some of the colors, like the white, doesn't really match that well. And even if you did, there's too many gaps between these 1x2 size stickers. So I mean, for me, one of the best things here is really the spoiler. I really like those hanging back spoilers, and this really captures the real thing really well. Not a lot of pieces, and it works, and it's very solid, contrary to what I thought. So yeah, kudos. This is a really good technique. The interior, once again, really well done. A lot of detailing. Really nice roll cage. Not complete, because I mean the roll cage normally also goes to the back of the behind the driver, but yeah, they only added some gribbling and some idea of detailing. In the end, another thing I really want to talk about is wheel arches are starting to get on my nerves. They are too wide for most cars. And so we do have a lot of cases where this makes perfect sense. But there are other cases where it would be really nice to have a wheel arch without the exterior that goes out and ends up being able to cover the full wheel. Now with these new wheels, that doesn't really happen. With these new wheels, you always have a bit sticking out. Now, I'm all for these wheels. I love them on the McLaren F1, but not for this one. Not even for the hybrid V8. This should have been different. This should have been a different kind of wheel. There's so many dimensions of this that are missing. But for me, I think if they had made a right grille for the front, I would have probably completely overlooked everything else that I found on this set, because there's a lot of thought, there's a lot of great techniques. I mean, they used half plate here and just to be able to create this direction for the livery, and they thought about it. There's a lot of thought in the process to make it work. There's a big knowledge of the system and how to do this, and it's amazing. But then I look at the back, and this is not a freaking BMW M4. Same with the front. And and I think they could have found different solutions for the grill, because the way it is right now, I think they kind of butchered one of the main branding assets from BMW, which is the ever-growing kidney grill that personally I'm not a fan of in the recent 5 years or so. I cannot stand by BMW's design choices, but it's still recognizable, and it doesn't matter how much you throw in the colors from BMW. It doesn't work for me. Finally, I think that some of the things could have been minimized if they had gone with different wheels, if they had rethought the grill in the front. Honestly, if they gave me the option to choose between a sticker and this, I would probably say I want the stickers. But overall, the details are here. A lot of things are really well done. I mean, if you look at the real thing, the exhaust is here, and you can see the pipe going through the air vent. And so they did this with one rounded tile and one rounded plate. They're just free hanging inside of this piece, and it fit perfectly. And I saw what they were doing, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And this again shows what I'm trying to say, which is it's a Gestalt theory, I'd say, which is, in this case, the sum of its parts is less good than its individual parts. So that's how I see it. There's a lot of great choices here, but then there's others that I don't understand. So let's stick to that, and let's look at the M Hybrid V8. So the M Hybrid V8, again, just like I was saying with the M4 GT3, the building is amazing. You're building this, and after bag one, it still feels like you're putting a spaceship together. So this is sturdy, and not just that, there's a lot of great, it's basically stacking a lot of plates together, big plates, which makes it very, it feels like you're really getting somewhere fast, and that's great. And then you take care of the sides here, which are really well done, and there's a very satisfying technique here, locking everything together. And again, I was having a lot of fun with this. Even the stickers, actually I felt like the stickers for this one were a lot easier to manage than the ones for the GT3. This is the second one you build. So even though there's a lot of stickers here, they felt that the decision process of where to put the sticker, should I put it next to the edge or not, was a lot more manageable. Still, I did make some mistakes because I had to put, for example, this one so high up to connect with this one that you can see the alignment doesn't really add up. And so, yeah, we're limited by the medium. Some of the stickers represent the wheel being shown through the body of the car, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest. But there's really no other way of doing this. So, yeah, compromises. I get it. Now, what I do not get it is still talking about the stickers. This canopy is in fact printed, but the set comes with 3 printed sticker sheets, one for each car, and white back stickers, and then a transparent sticker sheet that is for this. So this is a mix of printed and stickers, and I wasn't happy about it because I don't have a lot of experience with transparent back stickers, but the experience I got from this one wasn't good. And so I was trying to understand the logic behind this. And this canopy has one, two, three, well, yeah, probably three different surfaces for pad printing, which is a technique that Lego uses. So they probably did one side, two sides, then the top, three. Now each one of these sides was printed 2 times on the side with black and then white, same here. And on top you have the blue and also medium azure and then the white. And it felt like they didn't have the means, or the machines don't allow for, let's say, 5, 6 or 7 different print pads, because the red one here is a sticker, the blue here is a sticker, then this goes to this next sticker, which has white, blue, black and medium azure. Same here, but instead of the medium azure we have only white. And I get it, if they were to do the full pass pad printing for this, it would be so many colors. But I don't buy in this. Why did they have to add stickers to this canopy? Is it because they want to reuse the canopy for another car in the future? And yeah, I doubt it. This one is too specific to add to other cars. At least that's what I think. I'm completely baffled by that. That was one of the big letdowns of this car. Other than that, the big stickers here, I really like to put them together. They fit in quite accordingly, especially this side. This side, yeah. I mean, if you saw the real thing, you know this side is really, it's basically the same graphic all across this here too. Then, just like the M4 GT3, we get to the front. And the front has completely butchered the original M hybrid V8. If you have ever seen the original one, you know this is wrong. It should have been a bit shorter, but I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is that this is supposed to represent the headlight on the sides, when it's pretty much a 50-50 shape, but still about a lot more visible from the front. And then there's of course the grille, which again is very complex, and again, this is the level of creativity and the way the designers are really good with this. They used little panel pieces to have the little thin colored kidney. As you can see on the original one, it's a really thin line that is colored. Unfortunately, they could never do the top part. Well, maybe they could. And then their solution for the center was a 1x1 printed tile with 2 black parts that are supposed to represent the darkest part of the vent. And it just looks like a flat piece with black and blue, and it doesn't, even if you try to squint your eyes and look at it, it just doesn't represent the real thing. And I'm so sad about this, because it's not like you could have done better building, because there's a lot of thinking on this. It's just that the building that was put together kind of missed the mark. Not only that, again, we have the problem with the wheels. These wheels are just, so you have the arches that are sticking out, and when the car is completely straight, both on the front and the back. And not just that, these wheels are sticking even more out. So bad decision. I can compare with the 2023 Porsche, also in the same category of vehicles, and we need to look at this models as the Legofications of the real thing. So we cannot expect a 1-to-1 level of proximity to the real thing. It's impossible. What you do though is you take the most recognizable elements of something, of a car or whatever you're trying to represent in Lego, and you work on those, because in the end people will say, oh yeah, it is a Countach, it is a Porsche. And so a lot of the decisions they made here were freaking right. You look at the real thing, this one might look a bit too elongated still. So yeah, the wheelbase is the same for both. So there's a lot. This one is also closer, or at least it has the impression of being closer to the ground. But maybe ultimately, I think the wheels help a lot when comparing to this one. And let's do the test. Jeez. This looks so much better. I mean, if you put these wheels on the Porsche, it will look ridiculous. Yeah, it looks like a Hot Wheels car or some Fast and the Furious crap. I said what I said. And yeah, when you look at the tires, the wheels, where the clips hang, is offset by like half a stud. And so yeah, I really like these wheels, but I'm really not liking the way they are using it across every sports car, which shouldn't be the... They should, above all, choose across all the wheels they have and see what's the best one. That's why they've been doing so many wheels. We have the double molded wheels like this one that are amazing, and the fact that you can change the upcaps and make things more and more appropriate for each car that they're trying to represent, that's the beauty of it. And with these ones, I mean, for F1 they're amazing, but if you want to make it work on other race cars, you need to ask yourself, is this bringing any added value to the look of it? Is this close to the real thing? So in the end, it's really hard for me to review this, because the build of both is really good. If you can forget the stickers, I would recommend this set, but I would recommend it to... You need to look at these and approach these two cars as Legofications of the highest degree of the real thing. They try their best to achieve a likeness, which I think they failed. They end up kind of depending a lot on the stickers to make it look like a real thing, because if you look at them, you kind of say, yeah, those are BMW's racing colors. But that's not what people should say. They should look at the grille and say, yeah, this is a BMW. And for me, you know, I'm never too picky about these things, because I know how much work goes behind this. Designing stuff is not easy. And I think there's a lot of effort in this, but I also don't think that effort brought us the best product they could have done. So there's all those little pet peeves for sure. But contrary to the Porsche, which I've always on display, I'm not sure I'm gonna keep the BMW on display. I don't think... I know this sounds a bit like, oh, you don't deserve it. I'm not trying to be mean to my Lego sets. I love them all. Again, the hybrid also packs a lot of little nice details. The cockpit is really nice too. But that's it. It's what you don't see that is really good, I would say. And fortunately, maybe next time they'll figure out how to do how to focus on what really needed to be focused on for the brand, for the BMW's branding, And this probably happens with all Speed Champions cars. Some are easier to recreate in Lego form, some others are very more difficult. And do you remember the 6 wide Speed Champions? Back then they looked like Legofications of the real thing, and people kind of had to squint their eyes, and unless it's a brand that is very strong and has a very distinctive design, like Porsche, you would look at them and say, oh, this is a Porsche. Oh, it looks almost, I don't know, chibi. And there was a bit of a charm to the 6 wide back then. When they passed to 8 wide, the idea was to narrow that gap, and which they've been able to, little by little, year after year, to make the best work possible every time they do something. And this seems like going back to that time where you need to almost, you know, kind of a suspension of disbelief, and which might be a bit too strong, but for you to really look at this car and think that, yeah, this is a BMW. It isn't. And it's hard for me to be tough about the design because everything else is great. They look great, they just don't look BMWs to me. Value-wise, again, given that I bought this on sale, they both cost me like around 17 euros each. The MSRP for this one is 50 euros, and I felt that, contrary to the Audi doesn't pack a lot of parts, but this one does. But I felt like the 50 euros were substantial, you know, contrary to the Audi. I felt the Audi was not really, even though I really liked the source material, I felt it was overpriced. Same with the McLaren, because also less pieces, it's an F1 car, but with McLaren I felt that there was so much goodness in that set that I could kind of forgive that. So I would say that the 2-pack is actually kind of a good value, because it's a hefty set when you put 2 cars in one. So I kind of can overlook that. If I was to buy these separate as a separate set, I would feel like they were too expensive. So yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite review. It's probably gonna be a long one. I need to see that during the edit, but it's my honest thoughts about it. I'm kind of disappointed, I think. I'm happy because BMW is finally part of the Speed Champions line, after Audi and Mercedes and, you know, so many others. But yeah, I have this kind of taste of disappointment in my mouth. But make sure to see them in real life if you can, and also make your judgment based on the packaging and all that, because hey, you might really like it. The box shows exactly what you're getting, and if those things don't really bother you, go for it. You're really gonna enjoy the building experience. The building design was great, and I think it's a great experience. So there you go. So I'm not getting the Mustang Dark Horse for the Speed Champions line. Like I said before, I don't collect them all. I'm not a big fan of Mustang. I don't feel like I'm gonna get that one unless I get it on sale, like really low price. Not sure I'll be reviewing it if that happens, but we'll see if that happens. I will probably be bringing you a different review next time. I have some sets waiting to be built, and there's a lot of city sets that have been waiting for me to open them, and I really want to do a little review of those. And yeah, because Lego City is life, you know. So yeah, thank you again for your support. Please like, comment, subscribe, just do your own thing, and hope to see you soon.